Well, delegates, it is crunch time. In 9 short weeks, the first states, North Carolina and Delaware, start sending absentee ballots to general election voters. COVID-19 and the woefully inadequate and callous federal response has changed the way we must campaign. But know this, what's most important remains the same. Your passion, your voices, and the effort that every one of us is putting in to these absolutely critical elections. I don't think I have to tell any delegate in this virtual hall, I don't think you need to be reminded of Plato's warning. Anyone who thinks they are too good or too smart to be involved in politics will be ruled by those who are neither good nor smart. For the past 4 years, we have lived that painful reality. We didn't need to be reminded that the United States has a long way to go to be that more perfect union. With the killings of Breonna Taylor and Ahmaud Arbery and George Floyd and countless others, this country is being challenged to finally reckon with its legacy of institutional racism. As we struggle with the ravages of this coronavirus pandemic that has had a disparate impact on our Black and Brown and Indigenous communities, we know we have a long road ahead. And the election is just one very important first step. But if we're going to push this country toward justice, we need elected leaders who have the will to do just that. So as you leave this RA and talk to and influence others, let me remind you what's at stake. The Trump-DeVos agenda to privatize everything and continue their march away from student and worker rights and toward a crippled democracy of income inequality and unfettered power. Delegates, that's what's on the ballot. Racial, social, economic, and education justice is on the ballot. This great union's mission to unite not just our members, but the entire nation to fulfill the promise of public education, that's on the ballot too. That's why this election is about having elected and appointed officials from the schoolhouse to the state house to the White House who have the will and the resolve to legislate what's right for our students. So as we talk about the role you can and you must play to help shape that future, let's begin with having the resources to actually reflect our power and strength. Your PAC dollars go directly to support our recommended candidates and to forge strong relationships that after the election, the voice of our members is heard and respected. So far, for the 2020 cycle, the NEA Fund has raised $4.6 million. Yay! And the crowd goes wild. Okay, settle down, crowd, because we are just under $2 million to reach our goal. The RA, as you know, is a major event every year to generate significant PAC contributions. Of course, this year, as we gather virtually, it'll look different. We actually have an opportunity, though, for more outreach to more members to help raise the PAC dollars we need to win up and down the ballot. If each delegate recruits just 10 fellow members to become monthly contributors, we'll meet our goal. So beginning with our next break, when you take a rest from dancing with DJ Rich Medina, pick up the phone and send those emails and texts. We are the strongest force for public education in the world, and we need our PAC dollars to match that strength. Let me remind you that your PAC contributions help public education allies win some pretty tough elections. We helped elect governors in Kentucky. I hear you cheering, KEA. All 5 of you. And you too, Louisiana, and Oregon, Utah, Idaho, Kansas, Wisconsin, and Michigan. All of those elected leaders are saying, thank you, NEA. We helped to elect the Attorney General of Minnesota, who is right now, seeking justice in the murder of George Floyd. We helped win majorities in the Virginia legislature, and because of that, Miss Princess, VEA worked with them to regain collective bargaining rights in Virginia. Woo! And Princess goes wild. This spring, we won a hard-fought Supreme Court race in Wisconsin. In those races and so many others, your PAC contributions made the difference. And in 2018, we helped win a House majority. That majority, pro-public education House, passed legislation to increase funding for Title I and Head Start, NIDEA, and they didn't stop there. They repealed a tax that specifically targeted our health insurance plans. And they passed the HEROES Act, legislating emergency relief to get us through this pandemic. But you know as well as I do that the House can't legislate alone. If we want to support public schools, protect the rights of workers, and advance racial and social justice and economic opportunity, we need a new president. Settle down, Lily. I'll say it again. We need a new president. And we need a new Senate, too. Mitch McConnell is saying to our students and our schools, let's just wait and see. Wait and see what, Mitch? More educators laid off, making it impossible to return to school safely? Or address the glaring inequities in our education system? Wait for that. With 500,000 education jobs already lost, and a prediction that we could lose as many as 1.9 million more, we need a majority leader with enough votes to do what's right for our students and our communities and our economy and our health and just do what's right. We need leaders who care about our kids. We need President Joe Biden. That's what we need. We need a majority in the U.S. House and the U.S. Senate to stabilize our economy and invest in our public schools. That's what we need. That's what we need. We have 4 months, just 4 months, for allies who will put people before corporations. 4 months, 4 months to fight for our democracy, protecting voting rights and civil rights. 4 months. We need leaders who understand that unions strengthen our economy and our democracy. We need courageous leaders who will unapologetically say and mean, Black lives matter. They matter. We need leaders who know that until that is a reality, our democracy is incomplete. That's what your PAC contributions will help to accomplish. So we're asking every single delegate to reach their goal in one of two ways. First, we need you to give or raise $200. Second, we need you to recruit 10 fellow members or more to sign up for $5 recurring monthly contributions. Now, I know you're at the edge of your seat, chomping at the bit, hands on your keyboards, waiting to get the information you need to do both right now. So here it is. Please head to neafund.org/donate to contribute to reach your $200 goal. Or you can create a Go page at neafund.org/go. Let's send a powerful message come this November. We are the NEA.
Oh, yes, we are.
And we will prevail.